Lesson 14, completing charts. Complete the chart questions require an understanding of all or a major part of a lecture. Chart questions will not be asked about conversations. The chart consists of a grid. There are actually several types of grids. One type lists step in a process. You have to decide if the steps in the grid are actually given in the lecture and then mark each step yes or no. Another type of grid lists specific characteristics. You have to decide if these characteristics are associated with a certain idea or some general concepts, and indicate whether this information was included in the lecture by placing check marks in the appropriate boxes. Your notes can be very helpful when you complete the chart questions. During the lecture, listen for the speaker to mention steps in the process or characteristics related to a topic, then write them down. Sample item. In this lecture, the professor describes the process of the case study method, indicates whether each of the following is a step in the process. Okay, it's about case study method.
Item. Listen to part of a discussion in a business class.
What does a case look like? Well, cases are basically descriptions of let me stress that, of real business situations, chunks of reality from the business world. So you get typically 10 to 20 pages of text that describe the problem, some problem that a real business actually faced. And then there will be another 5 to 10 pages of what are called exhibits.
Exhibits? What are those?
Exhibits, those are documents, statistical documents that explain the situation. They might be, spreadsheets, sales reports, marketing projections, anything like that. But as I said, at the center of every case, at the core of every case, is a problem that you have to solve. So you have to analyze the situation, the data, and sometimes you'll see you don't have enough data to work with, and you might have to collect more, say from the internet. Then you have to make decisions about how to solve these problems.
So that's why we study cases? I mean, because managers need to be able to make decisions and solve problems?
Exactly. Well, that's a big part of it anyway. And doing this, solving the problem, usually involves role-playing, taking on the roles of decision makers at the firm. One member of the group might play the chief executive officer, one the chief financial officer, and so on. And you might have a business meeting to decide how your business should solve its problem. Your company might, say, be facing a cash shortage and thinking about selling off one division of the company. So your group has to decide if this is the best way to handle the problem.
So we work in groups then?
Usually in groups of 4 or 5. That's the beauty of this method. It teaches teamwork and cooperation.
And then what? How do you decide on a grade for us?
You give a presentation, an oral presentation, I mean, and you explain to the whole class what decision you made and what recommendations you'd make, and then you write a report as well. You get a grade, a group grade, on the presentation and the report.
Professor, is this the only way we'll be studying business, by using cases?
Oh no, it's just one important way. Some classes are lecture classes, and some are a combination of lectures and case studies, and in some classes you'll also use computer simulations. We have this software called World Marketplace, and using this program, your group starts up your own global corporation and tries to make a profit. It's actually a lot of fun.
In this lecture, the professor describes the process of the case study method. Indicate whether each of the following is a step in the process.
As you can see from the sample notes, the professor did mention the need to analyze the business problem. Analyze the business problem and the data provided in the exhibits. You should therefore check yes for the first step. The professor said that solving the problem usually involves role playing, so you should also click on yes for the second step. in the list. The professor said that some business classes involve computer simulation, but he was not talking about classes based on case study, so you should click no for the third step. The professor said that a group grade was given for an oral presentation and a written report, so the fourth step should be marked yes. There is no mention in the discussion that visiting a real business and attending meeting was part of the case study process, so you should click no for the fifth step. So the steps are analyze the business situation and exhibits, role play, and give presentation and write a report.